Welcome to another exciting educational content video brought to you by Chrysolite Tutors. In this video, we'll continue with EDU821 statistical method. Unit 2 of this course is titled The Basic Concept in Statistics. So at the end of this lesson, we are going to be looking at 4 objectives. 1, understand the difference between population and sample. Number 2, objective, distinguish between parameter and statistic. Number 3, objective, understand difference between observation and measurement. And finally, relate these core concepts within statistical method. So stay tuned, watch this video to the end to understand these 4 basic objectives. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe. Hit the notification bell to always get content when it's being released. So the first thing I have, what is population in statistics? Population. What do you understand by population? So population is actually the complete group with shared characteristics that you're interested in. So it's just like a large group with all the characteristics that you are interested in. So right on the board, it's the complete group with shared characteristics you are interested in. Okay, this is the way I will just say it from the beginning, interested in. So just imagine you are a school proprietor, tracking weekly attendance. That 1 week gives you useful information. But what if you want to understand attendance for the whole term or the year? So you need to look at all the data. So that all data, that everything that's encompassing is population. Example again, in our national census, the population of all the people living in Nigeria, male, female, urban, rural, citizens, foreigners, every persons living in Nigeria, you understand, is a population. So now, if you now divide our population by characteristics like gender or location, then we'll now say it is disaggregated. Disaggregated. So this word is used to say that you now segment that population by classification, either by gender or location or what have you. So that is population. So what is a sample? What is a sample? A sample is a slice of a whole. Sample is a slice of a whole. Have you ever seen pizza? Of course, I know you love pizza. So if I take this slice out, take it out, and it's like this. This is a sample, a slice of a whole. So imagine that you have population. The slice is just like a particular segment of that whole population. Example, Igbo speaking speakers are a sample of Nigerian population. So it's just a slice. It's a slice. Out of the 3 major languages, Igbo is just one of them. Okay, if you want to understand Nigerian culture, looking at Nupe culture might lead to error. It is a part of Nigeria, not the whole. So you see that sample is just like a slice of the whole. While population is the complete group with shared characteristics that you are interested in. So I would want to go into section 2, where we'll talk about parameters and statistics. So we'll look at these parameters versus statistics. So number 1, I would like to say, when we have data for the whole population, comma, we get parameter. Yes, we get parameter. Okay. Number 2, I say when we have data from a sample, we calculate a statistic. Okay, so these are 2 inferences I want to reduce to be able to define parameter and statistics. So look at it. When we get data for the whole population, we get parameter. When we get data from a sample, we get statistics. So remember we talked about population and sample the first time when I drew pizza. Population is the whole pizza and sample is just a part. So now if you get data for the population, that is the parameter. But if you get data from the sample, that is a statistic. So if you measure the average take home of all the principals, for instance, in Federal Unity School, that is a parameter. So that is a parameter. The average take home or the average salary, by the time you measure it for all the principals in Federal Unity Schools, that's a parameter. But if you now decide to take average from 5 well chosen schools, so that's a statistic. So we are now narrowing down the tools that we are using from population. The numbers we get when we analyze population is parameter, and for sample, the number we get when we analyze sample is a statistic. Okay, so parameter describes population. That's the key insight. Let me just put it here. Key insight, so that we understand these terms. Number 1, parameter describes population. And statistics describes parameter. So statistic estimates, that's the word, estimates the parameter based on a sample. So that is it. Okay. So we have been able to define the difference between parameters and statistics. So here we are going to be comparing observation and measurement. What is observation? Observation is what we see or experience. Observation is what we see or experience. So difference. Measurement is how we turn observation into numbers. They are close, but the thing is that measurement is now the actual number. Observation is what we see, what we see or experience. Why measurement is how we turn this observation into numbers. Okay, so example of observation is a tailor can observe your height, or measure it with a tape. So there are 2 things. The tailor can just look at you and say, this is how it feels that the clothing can be. But by the time he now takes a tape and starts putting numbers to different parameters like your length, arm length, or your leg length and everything, then that is measurement. So another example is that a chemist can observe color change in the lab, but measures how much acid was used. So measurement is more scientific than observation. Observation has to do with just your physical intuition and how you perceive things. So the key insight here is that different tools are used for different measurements. Rulers for length, scales for weight, surveys for opinion, etc. Okay, so these are measurement tools. So, but you know, in measurement comes what we know as measurement errors. Measurement errors. So it can happen. What are measurement errors, and how does it occur? So, first of all, even when we try to measure things carefully, we can make mistakes. So these are called measurement errors. So measurement errors are mistakes that comes from you trying to measure some things. And where does this error come from? Sources of errors. Sources of errors. Number one, errors can come from faulty instruments. Faulty instruments. So if what you are using to measure is faulty, that's why we have what they call standards. Standards. So that when you measure in England, it's something of you're measuring in Nigeria. So number two source of error is changing conditions. Changing conditions. What are the conditions that will come, that will change, that will cause you to have differences in measurement? Number three is human judgment. Human judgment. Your eyes, your perception. You know, are you seeing properly? How are you feeling? How are you feeling before you made the measurement? Sometimes your emotions can be clouded. That's the result from such measurement. So human judgment can also. So these are the three major sources of errors. Example. Different people measure the same room, but may get slightly different results. So that can happen. Also, another example: two teachers can mark the same essay, but it is scored differently. Perception, human perception. You see. So, what is the key insight in this particular subtopic? Every measurement has a degree of uncertainty. So, there is no absolute in measurement. But we can always give room for other mistakes. So, but good methods may help reduce measurements. So, we need to adopt good methods. When we are collecting data, when we are trying to analyze data, we need to adopt good methods. We need to follow the principles so that we can arrive at a good conclusion. So I'm going to do a recap of what we have just discussed. It's a short topic, actually. We actually looked at population. What is population? Simply put, the whole group we are studying. What is sample? Sample is a part of that group. Parameter. Parameter is a fact about the population, while statistics is an estimation from the sample. So parameter goes to population, statistics goes to sample. Observation is what you notice with your eyes, with your nose, with your ear, with your skin, all your senses. That's what you use to observe. While measurement is the numbers you get from tools. Then finally, error comes from measurement. If you are not measuring well, if you're not following standard, these are little mistakes that happen even when you use the best methods. So if at this point you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly like this video. If it is helpful, it has helped you simplify statistics, please like it, drop your comments in the comment sections, and subscribe to Chrysolite Tutors for more tutorials on math, statistics, and physical science, especially for part-time students. So I'm going to be dropping some questions on the board, and we're going to look at it together, then we'll wrap up with the video today. Okay, so I have some questions on the board. These questions are from the material, your study material for this course. Exercises there. It says state the populations which the following samples represent. So these samples are Monday to Friday in a week. So what is the population from this? You know, this Monday to Friday in a week is just like a sample. It's like a sample. So from Monday to Friday, the population in a week is all days of the week, Monday to Saturday. So I can just come here as answer Monday to Saturday. I might just be saying the answer instead of writing on the board, but this one, the answer for this number one, the population is all days of the week, Monday to Saturday. Number two, all students in JS2 Purple House in FGGC, that's Federal Government College, Zaria. So this is a sample again, but the population, the whole, is all students in Zaria. All students in FGGC Zaria. That's the population this one is coming from. Okay. Number 3 question. The sample here is the salary bill of teachers in a rural private school. So the population this one is coming from the salary bill of teachers in all private schools or rural private schools across the nation. That's where it's coming from. Okay, so I have number 4. Number 4, scores in WAEC school certificate exam in King's College, Lagos. So it's coming from the population WAEC scores of students in all Nigerian secondary schools. You see? Then finally, I have the height of 1,500 Birom men. Birom is a tribe in Nigeria. So you say the height of all Birom men. Okay, so now I have analyzed the population where it's coming from. Number 2 question now says, how will you improve the representativeness of the population which the samples in number 1 question represent? So these are actually samples, like I said, they are samples. But how will you improve on the representativeness of the population? So if instead of me to say for number 1, instead of me to say Monday to Friday in a week, I will say includes all the 7 days. You understand? Not just Monday to Friday, not the weekdays. I will just put Saturdays and Sundays. So I will just say include all the 7 days of the week. That's how I will improve on this, because this one Monday to Friday, and I know that the population is actually Monday to Saturday. That is covering the week. Monday to that is including Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so Saturday to Sunday. I wrote Monday here. Sunday to Saturday. Sunday starting, Saturday ending. Understand? So to improve on this, instead of having only 5 days in a week, I will just say 7 days in a week. So to improve on the second one, I will say expand the sample to include all JSS2 students from all houses or all classes. So this one is limiting. It's limiting purple. Understand? Purple. That is the purple house. JSS2 purple house. There are other houses now. So we are going to include every house, all students in all the houses, in all the schools. Understand? Number 3, salary bill of teachers in a rural private school. I'm going to improve on it. I'm going to say include multiple private schools, not just rural private school, all the private school, all the the salary bill of teachers in rural private school. Now, all the teachers, include all the private schools in different rural areas. Number 4 says scores in WAEC school certificate exam in King's College, Lagos. So I'm not going to limit myself to King College. I'm going to go to all kinds of schools, variety of schools. So King College is just limiting. You understand? King College is just a sample from all the other colleges. So I'm going to take schools from every part, rural, urban, public, private, etc. Finally, under this particular question, the height of 1,500 Birom men. Now, I'm looking at only 1,005. I'm going to include all Birom men of various ages, of various locations or occupations for more diversity. So this is how I'm going to improve on this particular one. I'm going to drop more questions on the board so we can work together. So I have 1 and 2. So I think I still have 3 and 4 to complete the questions in your material. Okay, so I have the question 3 on the board. It says, what population does all SS1 students in government college Kerry represent? Okay, so SS1 students in all secondary schools, that's what it represents, or all government day secondary schools, depending on the context. So if you ask me now, what is the population? What population does all SS1 students in government day school present? This again is another sample, but now we're looking at where is this population coming from? Where is this sample? Which population is it gotten from? The bigger picture. This is just the sample picture. Like I said, the pizza. This is the pizza. This is the whole pizza and the part. This one that I shaded is the part. That's the one. So what is the bigger picture? The bigger picture is SS1 students in all secondary schools, not just government day secondary school. You understand? Government day secondary is just the slice of the pizza. So it is all SS1 students in all the schools. In all the schools, either government day school, in all government day school, depending on the context. Okay, we're not looking at any particular one, like as the sample we say. Number 4 says, why is it not technically correct to say the population of my school is 4,000 when you are referring to the total student intake? What would you suggest as a better alternative of describing all students in a school? What is the better alternative? Okay, so it's not technically correct. So in statistics, population refers to all members of a defined group, not just the count. So saying population is equal to 4,000 is ambiguous because it could mean number of students or number of staff, everyone present at a time. So the 4,000 is not 4,400 is not correct. Now, a better way to say it is that the total student enrollment in my school is 4,000. That's a better way of saying it. So you have to be specific. What is the population criteria? What is the population name? Not just the whole school. So this makes it clearer when you are referring to students only and not just a broader statistical population. So we'll stop here for today. I hope this video has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.